Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Confession Booth.
It's been a while, right? So today we'll be answering some of your awkward pregnancy questions.
There's no such thing as awkward, okay guys? We have a very experienced and a not so experienced mummy. And we're gonna answer your dirty questions about pregnancy. First question, are you afraid that you won't be able to get back to your usual body shape? I should answer this because after I look at birth, I used to have this insecurity. I was like, oh my god, like everyone who goes through pregnancy, I mean, inevitably they gain weight, right?
Yeah.
Like water retention, when you eat, your appetite increase, of course.
Stretch marks.
Stretch marks, all these, Like you will just become bigger, right, generally. But no! When I look at Burke, I don't feel scared because she is the living proof that you can get back into your body shape. In fact, you can still be hot as a mom. During childbirth, sometimes you can push until your comes out. Does that happen? I'll be so paiseh.
I think it does. Because my cousin is a doctor. Sometimes they try to cover up for the mom because they know that, the mom will be very paiseh.
Logically,
it's normal, especially if you go through epidural.
Oh yeah, because epidural, you're numb,
then
right?
You can't feel anything.
I think at the end of the day, whatever happens in the delivery suite stays in the delivery suite.
Can you still have sex while you're pregnant?
You could, but I don't.
Ouch.
Life sucks. Did you?
Yeah, I did, but not as frequently.
Yeah, not as frequently. There's this Chinese pantang myth that if you have sex when you're pregnant, your baby come out very dirty. Yeah, they say one. I don't know lah.
What nonsense.
A lot of aunties tell me one.
Really?
Then I'm like, why are you telling me not to have sex? That's my problem, right, auntie? Next question.
Okay, will you let your partner or family watch you as you're pushing?
Okay, since you give birth already, would you have?
But I think Kim will hold my hand instead of watching down there.
Because he don't dare or what? Or you rather?
I think you will faint or something.
Would you be okay if he see how big your open?
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
In fact, if you ask me, I confirm want my partner to see.
Right, to see how hard it is to come out.
Yeah.
Once they watch this process, right, they cannot see it differently.
Correct.
Family, no.
Yeah, family is
straight up, no.
Do you find any babies ugly? What if your baby is ugly?
Newborn babies, right, are all ugly. Because when they just come out, serious, they are coated with this white film. They all look like, as you say, dirty.
Do they smell?
No.
Really?
When babies are born, right, they are sterile.
Do you find babies ugly?
No, until I met mine. I was like, how come is baby white color from the womb, right? Then the hair is
No, but we don't say newborn, we say toddlers, infants.
Sure have lah. So cute that their parents say
It makes sense, 2 + 2 = 4. The white is not ugly. It's just not as cute. There's cute babies, and then there's babies. Some babies they'll be like, oh, eyes so big, her cheeks so squishy, her eyelashes so long. Then there's some that's just oh, how old is he?
Correct.
Sorry, darling. Please have mommy's eyes, okay? Not your daddy's eyes, please. Then there's this whole Chinese saying 世上没有丑女人只有懒女人 same thing, okay? No ugly woman, only lazy woman, okay? So no such thing as baby ugly, it's just the
lazy baby.
It's just a lazy baby.
I've been pregnant for 2 months now and I still have not mentioned it to my parents. They are extremely traditional and strict and I know they'll never accept my baby through shotgun. Especially that now my child
is my
ex-partner. How should I tell my parents? Or should I hide it and just deal with it later after you give birth? I think you shouldn't deal with it after you give birth because having a baby, there's just so many things that comes into play.
Correct.
The place they grow up in, financial, everything, even your confinement and everything.
There's a lot of different aspects to this question that I'm talking about. First things first, you're already pregnant for 2 months. That's number 1. Number 2, it's shotgun. Number 3, your parents are very traditional, very strict, and you don't dare to tell them. And number 4, if I'm not wrong, from what I'm getting from this question is that you are a single mom.
Yeah.
So this is a very, very tough situation to be in. I think firstly, let's acknowledge that going through pregnancy is already very difficult and having to go through it alone is even more difficult, even more of a mental struggle, and I think just financially as well, physically, you're doing everything alone, especially now that you are only still in the first trimester. Probably, going through some motion sickness, some nausea, vomiting. At the end of the day, especially because you do not have your partner around, I would encourage you to tell your parents,
Sure.
because at least then, I think all parents will still forgive their kids and love their kids and be happy to be grandparents. They will still like want to help their own kid through all these kind of struggles. I think it will be always good for you to at least have some form of like support system. They are not able to kind of fully replace having a partner for sure, but at least they'll be able to kind of somewhat replicate.
Is it true that you can't eat fish while you're pregnant?
Everything in moderation.
Yes. And make sure the raw fish is very
Fresh. Then again, we are not healthcare professionals. Pregnancy is like everyone's own journey. It's really about making your own decisions. Most moms have this like innate, like motherly instinct to protect the child. As long as you are doing something that is comfortable for you and you think that you find it comfortable for the baby, I feel like no one should question. The one thing that I want to say, right? This person said, I don't think I can ever be pregnant as I love sushi. You'll be surprised like throughout my pregnancy, right? I keep thinking, right, wow, I cannot do this. I don't think I could do that. Suddenly, anything you need to eat, right, is the worst tasting you ever tried, right? You will do it.
Then you're like constantly Googling, can pregnant woman eat this? Can pregnant woman do that?
Please bear in mind that the source of your fish is very, very important.
If you're pregnant, does that mean that you have to eat double the amount of food intake?
Yes.
Will you be obese? When you're pregnant, you crave everything and anything.
I crave like Coke, Sprite, chips, chocolate. I feel like weight gain is not the thing that you should be thinking about when you're pregnant. It's really more about eating healthy, eating enough so that baby grows well. Oh my god, I'll be so devastated if the stretch marks on my tummy stay even after I gave birth. Okay, this is not a question, but how do you feel? Do you have stretch marks? Actually, I have a bit, but mine is not on my stomach. On my butt and on my thigh. I feel like stretch marks is a sign of motherhood, you know? Especially the ones on your stomach. Only after you have baby that you can have one. You know those warrior, they go to war, then they like paint the stripes on their face? Same thing. I like to think of it as like you earn the stripes.
Not a confession, but I want to know what are some of your weird pregnancy cravings. I was really craving peanut butter with noodles. I couldn't find peanut butter at home and I couldn't find the noodles at home, and then everywhere was closed at 2 a.m. I cried for 2 hours straight, non-stop. And then my husband was like, okay, so what do you want? Do you want me to go out and get some peanut butter and noodles? I was like, no, you know, the whole house has no peanut butter and noodles. Non-stop, like my mother died like that.
The weirdest thing I crave, right, was at I think 4 a.m. I woke up and then I very hungry. All I want to eat is apple, but my house got no apple. I go to McDonald's delivery lor. Then I just buy apple. I buy 10 packets of apple slices. That was the only weird craving that I really have. I feel like when you're pregnant, right, you become very dedicated to fulfilling your cravings.
Yes.
Moving on.
Alright.
Oh dear.
Will the vagina be loose after birth? What if my future husband finds zero pleasure with me? He might choose to cheat. And what if he found someone else? Then he's not the man to be your husband, and he is not the man to be your father.
Okay, let's attack this question one by one. Okay, will the vagina be loose? I don't know. She don't know because she gave birth C-sec. I haven't given birth. But if your future husband finds zero pleasure with you, divorce that bitch. Leave his... No, before you leave his ass, take all his money first. That's not the man you want to spend the rest of your life with, girl, okay? Inevitably, your vagina, they have to cut,
or you tear naturally. The husband stitch is whereby they
an extra stitch, right?
Yeah, they make it a little bit tighter,
smaller. Like, to be honest, your vagina being loose after birth is the least of your concern. You know what will be worse? Your boobies aching from breastfeeding. The lack of sleep that you will face because your baby keep waking up every 2-3 hours. Or your mental health declining.
Your freedom, your financial freedom, all your freedom.
You think you will have time? You think you will have the mood to have sex?
Are you scared of people dissing you if you ever chose to take epidural or laughing gas? Later they say you are not strong enough to be a mom.
You'll be surprised there's still a lot of people that are like that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like I said, similar to diet, you know, whatever the mom is comfortable with is her own choice. It's all your own choice. Because I feel like innately every mom will just do what they think is best for themselves and baby. No one should ever think that they have the right to question that. Am I scared if people diss me? I'm not scared. In fact, I think if you are someone who judges what mummies do, you know, based on whether or not they want to take epidural or laughing gas, I think that says more about you than it says about me. There's so much to life to like think about and care about, but you want to care if I take epidural. Damn girl, you have nothing to live for.
Whether you do the epidural or laughing gas doesn't determine whether you are strong as a mom or even a woman, because it helps you with the delivery. That's all that matters.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's really like whatever is best for the baby, right? It's all comes down to your own birthing experience, and no one should have a say in it. There's no one size fits all approach to having a baby. Please, okay, if you are watching this video and someone is like, kind enough to share with you what is their plans, please don't feel like you are in a position where you have the right to tell them, or tell them what you think they should do, because it really isn't any of your business. Slay. I guess we've come to the end of the questions. I hope we have answered them well enough to give you guys like a better, more clarity on how pregnancy really is like, especially in the context of Singapore.
So that's all for today, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye!